Hello, welcome back to IB TV. So, in the final episode, we're going to talk about a little bit topic about strategic management. So, in the internal assessment, we will learn about how to identify, evaluating a firm's strength and weaknesses in their functional business area. Alright, so in this chapter we will learn a few objectives, which is number one, is to describe how to perform an internal strategic management. Okay, next one is discuss the RBV, resource-based value, and number three is discuss the interrelationships and the functional area of business, and the last one is identify the basic function or activities that make up the management. So, let's go to our first presenter.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm HAIKAL. So today I'm gonna talk about the introduction of this chapter. So the first one is strategic planning must include a detailed assessment of how a firm is doing in all internal areas. What is distinctive competency? Distinctive competency is a firm's strengths that cannot be easily measured or imitated by competitors. For example, it's like a building competitive advantages. By building competitive advantages mean by taking advantages of distinctive competency. So moving on to the next slide. So this is the process of gaining the competitive advantages. Okay, I forgot. The example of the distinctive competency is, for instance, like the Google company. So in the Google company, they take care of their employee staff very well, with environment, a very good environment, is very comfortable environment, so that their staff performs well. So that is a distinctive competency for Google companies, so that doesn't have in any other companies that, as we can see. So moving on to the process of gaining the competitive advantage in the firms. So it starts with searching for the weaknesses, and then to the strengths, and then we can build up the distinctive competency, and from that, taking advantage of distinctive competency will have a competitive advantages for our company. So, next slide is about the internal audit. The internal audit requires gathering and assimilating information about the firm's management from all departments: marketing, finance, accounting, productions, research and development, and management information system. And the internal audit provides more opportunity for participants to understand how their jobs, departments, and division fit into the whole organizations. So hence, the internal is very important. So moving on to the next is resource-based view. Resource-based view state that the internal resources are more important for a firm than their external resources in achieving and sustaining the competitive advantages. In RBV, organizational performance will primarily be determined by internal resources that can be grouped into three all-encompassing categories, which are the physical resources, human resources, and organizational resources. The physical resources, the example of physical resources is like plant and machinery and equipment, and the example of human resources is like employees and staff, and then the organizational resources is the firm's structure. Okay, so there is a characteristic in the resource-based view. There are three characteristics which are rare, hard to imitate, and not easily substitutable. Rare, by mean rare, is having a rare resources that the other company does not possess, which means resources that others company may not have implied in their company. Okay, for example, it's like Google. For example, it's like Apple. nowadays, for the currents of technologies nowadays we're having. Apple is the first one before Samsung to achieve the touch technology, all of that. So Apple is the first, one of the first. So that is what you call it, resources that are rare, but that are rare for a firm to possess. So hard to imitate. Hard to imitate is like their strategy, or like their way to perform a company, so that other company that does not know their strategy. So it is hard to imitate by knowing the meaning, right? So, and the last one is not easily substitutable. So it means that the resources cannot be easily searched for other resources, for other substitutables, because it is just one of the kind. So that's all. Thank you.
Next, I will proceed with 2.0, which is key internal factors. There are 6 key internal factors. First is management, marketing, finance and accounting, productions and operations, research and development, and last is the management information system. So, I will explain about the management. To the next slide. Okay, management. In management, there are 5 basic activities. First is planning, second is organizing, motivating, staffing, and controlling. These activities are important to access in strategic planning because an organization should continually capitalize on its management strength and improve on its management weaknesses. Let's move to the next slide, which is functions of management. For the first of functions of management is planning. What is plan? Plan is thing going to do. While planning is the bridge between present and future that improve likelihood of attaining desired results. Planning is the beginning process of management. In planning, there are 3 processes, which is determine whether to attempt a task, work out the most effective way of reaching desired objective, and prepares to overcome unexpected difficulties with adequate resources. The process starts by an individual or business may turn empty dreams into achievements. Next is the example of the planning process. First is developing missions, forecasting future events and trends, establishing objectives, and last is the choosing strategies to pursue. Second of the functions of management is organizing. Organizing is the purpose of the organizing is achieve coordinated effort by defining task and authority relationship. Organizing means that determine who does what and who reports to whom. There are 3 sequential activities. First is breaking down tasks into jobs. Second, combining jobs to form department. And third is delegating authority. Third functions of management is motivating. Motivating is the process of influencing to accomplish specific objective. It means that why some people work hard and others do not. There are 4 components included in motivating, which are leadership, group dynamics, communication, and also organizational change. Number 4 is staffing. Staffing is known as personal management or human resource management. These are the list of the activities that human resource management do. For example, you can see that recruiting, interviewing, testing, selecting, orienting, and so on. And last one is the controlling. Controlling is ensure actual operations conform to planned operations. For example, quality control, financial control, sales control, inventory control, and expense control. Controlling is conduct performance evaluations and taking actions to minimize inefficiencies. So this is the 4 basic steps of controlling. As you can see that this is the first one is establishing performance standards. Second, measures individuals and organizational performance. Third is compare actual performance to planned performance standards. And last is take corrective actions. Okay, this is the management audit checklist of questions. If the answer is yes, it means that the company have the strength. If no, the companies have weaknesses.
Alright, moving on to the next one. So, marketing. We know this phrase very well as a business student. So what actually the definition of it? So, I will teach you the easiest way to learn, to memorize it. Okay, you start with the process of DACF. I call it the process of DACF. Alright? The process of defining, anticipating, creating, and fulfilling customer needs and wants for products and service. Alright? So that's the definition of marketing. So next. So, there's a lot of function of marketing you can see right here. Alright? So the first one is customer analysis, selling product and service and planning, pricing, distribution, marketing research, and so on. So let's go to each of these one by one. So next please. So customer analysis, the function of it. So what is customer analysis actually? Is the examinations and the evaluation of consumer needs, desire, and wants. Okay? It involves in administering customer survey, analyzing customer information, evaluating, and so on. So for example, like if you are a very easy example, okay, when you go onto the supermarket, there is a segmentation area of Nestle product. So Nestle want to know the customer feedback, okay, the consumer feedback about their new product. So what will they do is they put out a few employees there and give a free sample from the new product. Let the consumer try, let the customer try, and ask for their feedback. Just fill out a little paperwork there and there, and finish. So Nestle will take that sample back and analyze it. Okay. So next, selling product and services. So marketing, selling product and services, where we always see this kind of behavior. At a small, supermall, at retail, okay? The ability of an organization to sell some product or service. There are a lot of examples. You just go to the mall and you see it. Alright? Selling includes many marketing activities such as advertising, yes, promotion, publicity, sales force management, and customer relations. So most of the activities that we see is advertising. Advertising, there's a lot of them. There's pictures type, movie type, role play type, even a flash mob type. There's a lot of type of advertising. and we can see the sell promotion. There's a lot of type of promotion. We have a hard promotion, soft promotions, end of sales, New Year, Christmas, Hari Raya, and so on. Okay, publicity is usually the organization we use image of an artist, all right, where they publicize their product using the people that are in trend right now. So product and service planning are the next function of marketing, including activities such as test marketing product and brand positioning, devising warranties, packaging, and so on. So this one is test marketing. It's a pilot test where pilot test. Oh yeah, usually this has been carried out by the filmmaker, by the Hollywood, where they create a film, okay, the first film, and they call it a pre-screening, which is only the chosen people are invited to see the movie first, and then the people will be provided feedback about the story, plot lines, and the actual movie itself. So if there are so many negative feedback, okay, the company or the organization will make a pre-shoot, which is they're gonna shoot back to back each of the scene that are not relevant or irrelevant, or they need to add on some scene that the pre-customer felt that it should be in. All right. So that's one of the examples. All right. Next is pricing. There are 5 major stakeholders affect pricing decision. First of all, consumer, government, suppliers, distributors, and competitors. Okay, sometimes an organization will pursue forward integration strategy, primarily to gain better control and price charge to its consumer. All right, what is stakeholder actually? So there's the 5 major stakeholders. So what actually is the stakeholder is the definition for stakeholder is an individual or parties that are related to the company will be affected by the company decision. Okay, no matter the employees or the competitors or the rivals. Okay, even the partners. All right, so that is stakeholders. All right, next, last one, probably. Okay, distributions, including warehouse, distribution channels, distribution coverage, retail site location. Okay, this is distributions. It's more related to the value chain, supply chains. Value chain from the supplier to the buyers to the retailers. The process of it. There's transportation costs, the custom costs, and so on. So that's its distributions. All right, important when a firm's striving to implement a market development or for integration strategies. Okay, next. Next is marketing research. Okay, marketing research, the systematic gathering, okay, recording and analyzing of data about problems relating to marketing of goods and services. It also can uncover some strengths and weaknesses of the products or service of the company.
Okay, so I'm so sorry about this because I give the wrong example for this part. Okay, there's a lot of ways that a firm can approach by using. There's a lot of type of marketing research. Okay, the first one is focus group, which usually conducted at focus group facility. Okay, where the manager can listen to the consumer feedback about the product and service. Okay, the next one is a one-on-one interview, which are conducted in similar manners to focus group with one person. Usually you go a step beyond typical personnel interviews. Okay, the company manager will use this interview to watch someone actually use their product, so they get all the feedbacks. And apart from that, usually the research center will use a phone service, a survey, okay, to further validate the information obtained for the focus group. Right, the last one is a company often take marketing research using a test marketing, so they're testing. Okay, this one is I give you another example is The restaurant company may actually roll its chicken meal out into 5 of its 10 local restaurants, advertising the meal on local television and radio and through coupon magazine advertisement. So the restaurant will then know if its market research was accurate. If it's accurate, then it will be an indicator of success. And I think that's it for this part.
All right, the last one is cost benefits analysis. Okay. The function of it is to assessing the cost, the benefit, the risk that associate with marketing decision. All right. Okay, there are 3 stages required to carry out cost benefit strategy. Cost benefit analysis. I'm sorry. Okay, first is to compute the total cost associated with a decision. The second one, to compute total benefit from the decision. And the last one is compute the total cost with the total benefit. So there's just 3 steps. So follow up to the next one. Financing and accounting functions. So we have in our textbook we learn about financial ratio, but we do not go into it detail. But the function for financial ratio is to calculate the strength and the weakness of a firm. All right. The next one is the function of financing and accounting comprise 3 decisions. The first one is investment decision. The next one is the financing decision, and the last one is the dividend decision. Sorry. All right. Next. All right. Let's look at the investment decision. So, is it the allocation or reallocation of the capital or sources into projects, products, assets, and division of organization. For an example, we can see. Okay. Okay. For example, when an organization execute their business strategy, they will allocate the capital into the separate functional business area. So into investment, they will allocate some capital into projects, which is the projects will in the future generate incomes or profits to flow back into the organization account. As for the product, maybe the organization will initiate new products or spend a little bit resources to renew, refurbish, or maybe re-innovate their product itself. And apart from that, the asset that the organization have, for example, like bond or soda, they can expand their investment throughout the globe and try to involve more in investment decision. All right, so that is investment decision. So the next one is financing decision, which determines the best capital structure for the firms and include examining various methods by the firm which that firm can raise capital. Okay. This is more to the best capital structure, which is it's not the profit or the future income, but it's more like how the firm is going to spend their money, which is what is the best flow money going out. All right, which is maybe they can save their transportation costs, distribution, maybe their production costs if they are venturing into something new. Or maybe they make decision. For example, they have a subsidiary company in Africa. Okay, they HQ in Malaysia, and then in order to expand their firm or their organization view in Asia, maybe they should shut down African manufacturing instead and then focus on the Asian instead. So that's how they reallocate all the capital and sort of. Alright, next. is a dividend decision. It's concern issues such as the percentage of earning paid to stockholder, the stability of dividend paid over time, and the repurchase of insurance stocks. Okay, this determine the amount of the funds that are retained in firm compared to the amount paid to stockholder. So dividend decision is mostly how many percentage that the firm is gonna give back to all the investor or the stockholder that dive into the firm's stock and so on. Alright, next.
Okay, so next I will proceed with production and operations. So production and operation function consists of all those activities that involve inputs that involve transform inputs such as raw material, labor, capital, machine, and facilities into finished goods or into goods or services. So basically, production or operation management deal with inputs, transformation, and outputs that vary across industries and markets. So next is I will proceed with the basic functions or decision within production and operation, which is firstly process. This decision include choice of technology, facility layout, process flow analysis, facility location, line balancing, process control, and transportation analysis. For example, distance from raw materials to production sites to customers are a major consideration. So secondly is capacity. So in this decision, it involves with forecasting, facilities planning, and also aggregate planning. For example, capacity utilization is a major consideration. The third is inventory. So in this area of decision, involve managing the level of raw material, work in process, and finished goods, especially considering what to order, when to order, or how much to order, and material handling. The fourth one is workforce. So this decision involves managing the skilled, unskilled, and managerial employee by caring for job design, work measurement, job enrichment, work standard, as well as motivation technique. The last one is quality, where these decisions are aimed at ensuring that high quality goods and services are produced by caring for quality control, sampling, testing, quality assurance, and cost control.
Okay, hello. So I will continue to the next one, which is research and development. Okay, as you guys know, it's a simple kind of department. It's research and development, as the name suggests. So it's about research and in terms of art and science, it's in terms of chemical, everything, in terms of how to make product into a better one. So that's the concept of it. So it's the examination is examined for a specific strengths and weaknesses, and it will lead to a superior product or services that given them competitive advantage. So it's also the function of research and development is developing a new product before competitors, and also improving product quality, and then improving manufacturing process to reduce cost. So I will explain more further into this tree of function. So developing of a new product before competitor. Okay, I give you an example, easy one, which is okay, iPhone, simple one. So they produce iPhone X before Samsung 8, I think, yeah, so that they will what we call it, they will beat their competitor, the rival, their competitors, which is Samsung. So that's why they release new product, so that they can grab more revenue in their sales. Okay, next one is for improving product quality. Also as the same as the iPhone just now, Apple example, which is they improve the quality of pictures, and also the system of using Face ID, which is very new, and also they also managed to do the production in a better way, in more efficient, so that they can reduce costs. Okay, next is these functions also. Next, this function can be done internally or externally by financing as much as many projects as possible, use percentage of sale methods, budgeting relative to competitors, how many successful new products are needed. So this function is according to the criteria needed, so that they have to meet the customer needs and wants. So it depends to the trends and also current issue of the market, so that they can improve more, so that they can be sustainable. Okay. Okay. MIS. Introduced as a management information system. Management information system. The purpose is to improve the performance of an enterprise by improving the quality of managerial decision. So to sum up with, it's actually information that will be collected throughout the department by every individual or departmental executive, and thus they collected the information and then narrow it down so that they can use it to use in managerial decision, and also thus collect, code, stars, synthesize and present information in such a manner that it answers important operating and strategic questions. And next is 3.0, which is value chain analysis. Value chain analysis is it refers to the process where a firm determines the cost associated with organizational activities, from purchasing raw materials to manufacturing product to marketing those products. This is to make it simple, it's just a process of from the beginning of the raw material, and then to the place where it is manufactured, and then to the place where it is sold. So if I were to give you an example for it, so example is just raw materials such as tires, metal, and goes to the manufacturing process, which is car manufacturers. So and then they goes to the retail sales or marketing process, which is for example, I give you a Nissan company. So they just sell their car from they take the product from a manufacturing product that has been produced from a raw material product. That is how the VCA works. So it's aimed to identify where low cost advantage or disadvantage exists anywhere along the value chain, from raw material to customer service activities. Identify also strengths and weaknesses. And the next one is transforming value chain activities into sustained competitive advantage. value chain activities are identified and assessed, and then the core competencies arise in some activities. It's just like arise itself. The core competencies is when you're dealing with a problem and also when you're doing the process, it will arise. And then some core competencies evolve into a distinctive competencies. Distinctive competencies, like previously presenter just now said, that it is like or before competitive advantages were produced, it is a distinctive competency. And then lastly is some distinctive competencies yield and sustain competitive advantage, which is you sustain the competitive advantage that you already have to make sure that it is viable and relevant to be in the market and also to keep going into that business. Okay, next one is the benchmarking, which is an analytical tool used to determine whether firm value chain activities are competitive compared to rivals and thus conducive to winning in the marketplace. So, it entails measuring costs of value chain activities across an industry to determine best practices. So, benchmarking is basically it's just a standardized how do I say this, a role model. So it's just benchmarking, as the name suggests, is just the standard that we aim so that we can compete with others and also make it as a method to practice our business the right way. That's all from me. Thank you. Ada yang kira?